And as part of our mental health special, then, let's focus in on a company that's making mental health cool and relevant again. Level Supermind. It's co-founded by Ranveer Allahbadia of Beer Biceps, co-founder of Shebang, Harshil Karia, as well as Ayush Anand. And they're with me in the studio. Thank you so much, Ranveer, as well as Harshil, for joining us.
Thanks, Avanne.
So essentially, I understand that Level Supermind, it's an app. It offers guided meditations, breathwork, etc. And if we were to just start off, Ranveer, by talking about this, because at a time, mental health, etc., it was very taboo, and now it's becoming dinner table conversations. We're discussing it on national television. Has the perception really changed, according to you?
Yeah, I think it's happened post the pandemic. People are talking much more about therapy, talking much more about mental health, but what they're especially not talking about nowadays is mental fitness. The solutions other than therapy.
Right.
Therapy doesn't work by itself. You've got to change up your lifestyle. That's where Level Supermind comes in.
Yeah, so Harshil, I want to talk about that because you said you're building what Nike did to the body for the mind. Tell us a little bit more about Level Supermind.
Yeah, so we think, just this context of Nike for the mind.
Right.
Today, where we are with meditation, where less than 2.5% of the world's population meditates, 0.5% of the world's population has a regular meditation practice. And the science has showed us that it is the best way to supercharge your mind. So, there's hundreds of peer-reviewed studies which talk about how it improves focus, how it improves memory, how it improves speed of thinking. So we think it has manifold benefits for the human mind, and it's kind of just tipping at the iceberg. What Ranveer said about mental fitness and mental health really becoming a dinner table conversation.
Yeah, and I just want to understand as well, because clearly mental health affects all aspects of one's life. When there's low productivity, it affects you at home and personally, etc. So do you think that a lot of organizations as well are doing enough, like companies taking cognizance of this?
Well, we don't know about, I can't comment about companies as a whole, but we've seen a lot of interest from some very forward companies who are saying that, look, they want to really look at the solution that Level Supermind offers as a B2B solution for the entire employee workforce. And that's something that we are very, very excited about.
Okay, and with respect to startups as well that are blooming now within the mental health space, I understand that there's close to, about 30 plus startups. We've raised about $50 million in terms of select startups. There's 300 of them within the mental health space. Do you see this now picking up pace, improving, increasing?
Yeah, one thing I'll say as a YouTuber is that we get access to a lot of data, and YouTubers are often able to at least predict the next year in terms of cultural trends. Everyone cares a lot more about meditation and mental health post the pandemic, and that interest is just going up, not just in English speaking audiences, but also in regional audiences. So the interiors of the country are picking up on the need for mental health and mental fitness.
And on Level Supermind, what we've really focused on is making what is cool English style meditation in Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Tamil, Kannada. So we're coming in all major Indian languages for audiences across the country.
So how does it work? If I were to download the Level Supermind app, what is it that it's going to offer to me? Is it catered to individuals? How much do I have to pay? How does it work?
Yeah, so we have two problems that we solve. One is, most people, once we tell them about meditation, they're like, I'm convinced, but I don't know how to start.
Got it.
So the first thing that we really focus on is a hand-holding process of how to start. So there's a entire almost 42-day journey that you can start your meditation practice with. And the second is, how do I continue? Because most people say, look, I can start, but I'm getting off the track. So, that is where we built it almost like a game, where we have a lot of gamification features that reward you for being consistent. There's a XP based mechanism. So it's all of that to make sure that we use all the great things of digital products, which make digital products addictive, but for your own good.
Okay. Ranveer, maybe this is a little bit, contradictory to what you do, because, social media is a big aspect as well. Do you think that in some way also festers or eats into the mental health problem that we're seeing, especially with this upcoming generation? I mean, we're addicted to our phones. It's our 11th finger.
Yeah, I 500% agree, even though it's like the central aspect of my job. It's fantastic. It's a part of culture. Social media is going to be there even 20 years later, because now it's just become a part of the human lifestyle. But you've got to understand what it does to the mind, and you've got to undo certain aspects of it. Social media has its own positives, has its own benefits, but it's definitely affecting a whole generation negatively in many ways. The top of which is attention spans. I feel if your attention
And
span...
comparing yourself maybe to others and, you know, therefore low motivation or not feeling motivated enough maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm a little bit in the neuroscience zone here because we're speaking about levels.
Sure.
But definitely that's a part of it.
Yeah.
The comparison, all the emotional downsides of social media.
Yeah.
Either way, the solution in both cases is what you do when you're not on your phone. Like what do you do with your life outside of your phone? Our goal with creating what we've created is to kind of fix those remaining 9 minus 6 hours that you spend on your phone. So the 9 hours that you're awake outside of work, 6 hours likely lots of people spend on their social media. What do you do in the remaining 3?
Right.
Better audio experiences. And this is not just podcasts. It could be guided meditations. It could be guided workouts, guided yoga. Better sleep routines, like nighttime routines are becoming a big trend all over the world because people are just realizing how important sleep is.
Yeah.
So I feel if you fix the other stuff in your life outside of your phone, you'll be all right.
Okay. You know, I was talking about how a lot of startups as well have entered this space. Harshil, has there been any fundraising right now when it comes to Level Supermind? What's the plan or goal? Are you in talks with investors?
We're very proud to be bootstrapped and profitable. And you know, we decided to run the company that way since day one.
Okay.
When the right set of investors come in, you know, we would be exploring that on the table. At this point in time, we know that this is a global play because meditation and, you know, preventive mental health or building the mental health muscle is not just an India conversation, it's a global conversation. We sit in the home of meditation and yoga. We think that's, you know, and we think it's a shame that there's no global app coming out of India. So India is our home market. We're committed to serving India and we're committed to dominating in India. But then after that, you know, it's the world which is where we are looking to expand.
We wanted to take the reins initially. So we've got about like 3 lakh downloads at this point.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, so how many like paid subscribers or how does it work in terms of
yeah, we have about, you know, I mean, give or take between 3.5 lakh odd downloads as of now and, you know, over 10,000 paid subscribers. So, you know, we're seeing a lot of positive traction, a lot of support from users who are finding value in the platform. So that's very heartening. And India is waking up to a subscription based, if it delivers value, a subscription based product is what India is waking up to. So it's very heartening signs.
Yeah, and another thing that you do is you work very closely as well with government schools in order to, you know, foster the idea of mental health and meditation, etc. Right?
Yeah. So when Ranveer and I got together, we knew that, you know, we have the potential to really transform the minds of this country. So one is that yes, we're going to do it through the app product, but there's lots of people who we can impact at a very early stage in government schools. So we do, you know, either 3-day or 7-day meditation programs inside of government schools where we teach them the art of meditation. One of the most joyful moments for us was in a school in Sayan Dharavi in Mumbai, where the girl at the start of the program, she had anxiety to even stand up and talk in front of people. She went through a 7-day meditation.
Something a lot of people face.
A lot of people face that. She went through 7 days of this meditation program, and you know, at the end of the 7th day, she gave a speech to the whole class. So that was a hair-raising moment for the entire team in terms of what you can do if you really start focusing your mind on, you know, on like you said, not comparing yourself to others, understanding yourself, increasing your focus. These are all the compounded benefits of meditation. And as you know, our co-founder Ayush says, he has a very good kind of mission line that we have, which is that we want to make meditation and the mind as cool as building a six-pack. So that's what we are really focused on.
Yeah, and you know, I think I need to download the app ASAP. I haven't as yet, but there are a lot of other startups as well within this space, you know, some that we've interacted with. Is there fear of competition or?
Yeah, not really. That's again the one thing you've learned from the social media and YouTube space, that if it's a content first app, then the game is entirely in the content, the game is entirely in user feedback. And I personally believe that the game is entirely in the ancient knowledge of the subcontinent. We eventually do want to sell to the world as well. And there's so much more content to be packed into the app. Be it like, you know, the details of yogic processes or the details of even more advanced meditations. I feel our content journey has just begun.
Right.
So as long as we're active with that, we're not too worried.
Yeah, and the other thing I just want to say to your, you know, to your point about distraction, you know, there is good content and there's content like the Ranveer show, which enriches the mind. But you know, the work that Ranveer does is, I think, so beneficial to us as a company, because sitting in front of the world's best masters, in terms of where this wisdom lies, is what Ranveer has the opportunity to interact with, and through him we have the opportunity to do that. So I think there we are interestingly placed in terms of a competitive advantage. I mean, I don't like to use the words like advantage and things like this, because ultimately it's about impacting people. And this work that we're doing in the schools is only 15,000 kids impacted so far. And this year our goal is to take it to 1.5 lakh kids. So we're really focusing on that to say that how can we, apart from building a strong, profitable company, how can we impact as many people and their minds and change their lives and transform their lives in a deep way.
I just want to chip in a little bit here as the YouTuber. Honestly, when you have distribution at the scale of what a YouTube channel offers you, it really kind of helps you out in the beginning. And that's been a big personal learning. I'm sure there's a lot of enthusiasts watching this show. Very few content creators in India have chosen to build their own businesses, especially tech-oriented business. I'm happy I had Harshil in my life. He's not just a mentor to me, he's a co-founder now. But having that YouTube channel and then deploying this business, marketing it on the channel was a massive learning for me. In terms of till this point, we've only done influencer marketing, but at this through level, I've been able to market my own product as well. And that's been a big advantage.
Yeah, speaking of the advantage as well, the level Supermind has had with you, Ranveer, as you were walking into the office, there were a few fans as well. So is a lot of it done organically in terms of your marketing, etc., via Ranveer or the, influencers, etc.?
Yeah, Ranveer is, I think, for the fans of Ranveer who are watching, I just want to say thanks for downloading the app because, I think it's definitely a big advantage. And I think once this product is, we're already in a good space. But once this product is a dominating product, it'll be a great case in terms of a content creator-led, built brand. So, not just in terms of distribution, but I think Ranveer also adds a lot in terms of the content inside the app. So, the introduction to meditation series for the first 7 days is in Ranveer's voice. And there's a lot of people who then go through that and really find, there's a reason he connects with millions because there is a connection that he brings, and that is coming through in the meditations as well. So yes, there is a lot of Ranveer fans who are supporting us at this point in time. There's also, we do a fair bit of performance marketing, and we've really aced that game in terms of performance marketing. Product and building a digital product is a completely different science. So the technology team that we have, which really makes sure that the app doesn't crash, that the payments are smooth, that for premium users there's a variety of features that keeps them engaged, and the whole science of building a product is also what a lot of our technology and operations teams bring. So yes, there's distribution, there's performance marketing, there's a lot of the work that we do inside of colleges also. We go out and seek largish audiences to speak at. We get opportunities on shows like yours. So we're doing as much as we can to get it in as many hands as possible. And
Harshil, because you run a company as well, is there anything that you guys are doing, or if a large organization, for instance, wants to address mental health, how exactly should they be doing this, and what are you offering?
Yeah, so we are in late stage talks with a few large companies where we're structuring programs using Level Supermind for the entire workforce. So, getting that as a top-down agenda from leadership, saying that, mental fitness is a great word that Ranveer used, which is how do you kind of make mental fitness a priority inside of organizations? So leadership is working with us to make sure the app is in hands of the entire workforce, and then our team is creating interventions and workshops inside those large organizations to make sure that the teams inside those large organizations are motivated to continue on the mental fitness journey. So that's an entire B2B leg of our business that we are constantly working on. Our core of our revenue is B2C, but we see B2B becoming a big leg as well.
Okay. And to finally wrap it up, there's a lot to celebrate because we have made a lot of strides when it comes to mental health, but 1 in 5 Indians, suffers from mental health issues. So what more do you think needs to be done? How does Level Supermind, plan to provide that?
They say content affects culture. I have noticed again over the last 3 to 4 years, the chatter about mental health is more, and that's effectively all you can do at this point. The other insight I'll give you from my YouTube data is that Indians are extremely science inclined nowadays, and there's a whole space for attaching science into the world of mental health and mental fitness, especially neuroscience. In the West, we've got people like Dr. Andrew Huberman who are talking about the latest discoveries in the world of science and health. And I think India needs its own equivalence of that. And there are enough people out there hoping to do that through the show, hoping to do that through conversation.
Got it. All right, all the best, guys. Thank you so much, and hopefully motivating us as well now to meditate, because you do that, and I mean, you guys do, I'm sure, and it's a game changer, right?
Yeah, it's been a part of our lives. So yeah.
So how does that work? Like, you wake up in the morning, do you have a particular time?
Yeah, it's first thing in the morning. It's first thing in the morning.
And how much time does one need to devote?
I mean, we do between the two of us between 30 to 60 minutes every day, but you can start with as little as 5 minutes.
How early do you wake up, Harshil?
You can start with as little as 5 minutes. We've got a 21-day series on the app, which is 4 to 5 minutes every day to kind of get you into the habit, because it takes 21 days to set a habit, and then you can go into a longer 15-minute for 7 days. So that's a good way to set the practice.
But what I will say is those 60-minute meditations, once you've been doing it for long enough, a weird kind of time dilation takes place in your head where it feels like 5 minutes.
Wow. Okay. So ASAP, going to download the app and going to get started. Thank you guys so much for joining us in our studios.